Hello everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This isn't part of the actual main Kerbal Space Program series I'm doing. It's just a small little video I am doing on the side because I got a little test world where I'm just screwing around with things and doing stuff. I was looking through all the mod items and trying to figure out what my eventual end goal might be for Kerbal Space Program. I'm thinking colonizing like Duna or something. I don't know. Maybe get a colony on every planet. Who knows? The sky's the limit, and beyond is also the limit. Anyway, while looking through it, I found this fun little set of items that look like mobile bases under the science tree. No, there's one on the science tree. The Training Academy. That's the one I found first, and there's actually quite a few more. There's some in the utility tab. There's a fuel refinery, which it inputs water, electric charge, spare parts, and machinery, and outputs monopropellant and recyclables. Yeah, I have no idea what any of that means. Fabrication module. It makes mechanical parts and recyclables. I feel like I'm sick. Machinery plant. Repair shop. Refinery. Just all sorts of different things. So what I did was I decided to try making a mobile base out of one of them. And that's what I did. I made a mobile training academy. And here it is. For some reason this ladder never goes in. Retract the ladder. Retract the ladder. Retract the ladder. It doesn't work. Anyway, this thing is ridiculous because it can house everyone in it. I don't know how, but it does. It doesn't make sense to me. But this is a pretty simple construct. All I really did was took the base thing, which is everything in the middle here, strapped a couple fuel tanks on the front and the back, added these really interesting looking rotors. Let's see, what were they called again? They're prop engines? Yeah, prop fans. So it's got these prop fans attached to it, which have a pretty good thrust rate. Like, a ridiculous amount of thrust for what this thing actually requires. I could probably throw on a lot smaller fans and it would work a lot better for me because I cannot land this thing to save my life. It's got some solar panels because I don't really know if it requires electricity or not, but I figured what the heck, I might as well strap some solar panels on. Really big ones too. Ladders to get up and in. It says it's got this cargo bay, but as far as I know you can't actually open it. Ah well. Anyway, this is actually kind of fun to fly, and it's a lot cheaper than I really thought it would be. I've launched rockets more expensive than this thing is. But hey, let's give this thing a go. I've actually flown it before, which is why I know I can't land it to save my life, but you haven't seen it in flight, and trust me, it looks amazing. Okay, so let's get this ladder retracted because it actually will retract out here. And there it goes. Now this actually, I programmed all the solar panels and the ladders to the one button. And these are ridiculously huge solar panels. They have no reason to be on a device this small and not so electrical dependent. So let's just put all that away. Can I open? Control from here, conduct training, rename vessel, lights on. Yeah, there's lights on this thing. Click. Pretty lights. Anyway, let's get to what you wanted to see. This thing in action. I'm going to drop the throttle down to, what was that, 30%? 20, 25, 30? I'm going to say 30. Turn on SAS and let her go. And before these things are even fully spun up, it'll start lifting off. And just put this away. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And there we go, they're fully spun up now. This thing is actually remarkably easy to fly if you have an understanding of how to pilot helicopters. It's also pretty easy if you have a actual joystick to pilot with, but I do not. All I have is a keyboard. But from what I can tell, you can tip this over to about 40 degrees, or negative 40 degrees, and it'll stay rising. And because this thing has so much fuel, it can go pretty dang far. I probably could get this thing all the way to the Arctic. One of the polar caps. But for this video, we're not going to head there. We're going to just fly over to that island with the other space program runway. Now, like I said, landing is an issue for me. I have not been able to land. I've tried, and it is rather difficult. I think I managed to actually get this to a kind of stable height for a moment. Come on now, don't go falling down out of the sky. Raise it a little bit when you get up to that 40 mark. It's more difficult to figure out where the angle you need to be at is when you're on one of these lines. But this thing works great. It does exactly what I planned for it to do. And I'm rather pleased by that. My only issue is controlling how fast it's going to the ground, because these things take forever to spin down. Like, they will keep outputting thrust far after you shut off the engines. Which is why I have these parachutes on here in the first place, because I figure once I get to where I want this thing to be, I might as well just cut the engines and let it drift down safely on a bed of cloth billowed out with air. Angles down a little bit. We don't want to go too high. Now, if I had a way of rotating these so that they were, you know, thrusting forward, or even at an angle down, like this, but with the craft still pointing upwards, that would be pretty neat. But as far as I know, I don't have a mod installed that lets me do such a thing. probably just as well, because I probably would screw it up anyway. I know one of the mods used to have a VTOL engine, but I don't think I have that mod installed, so no point really worrying about that. Just look at how far we can go with this thing. I've used only 4 units of liquid fuel, and we're gonna get to this island probably before we hit 585 units of fuel left. Maybe even 590. It could be faster, sure. But that's all I can really say about it. Do I need to go faster? We seem to be making good progress as it is, so why would I need to go faster? I mean, sure, if I'm trying to get across to other parts of the world, perhaps I'd like to actually strap some wings onto this thing and make it more like a VTOL, where it can take off vertically but then flies forward. Maybe then I would want to do something about it, about making it go faster or something. I don't know. This has just been a fun little goofy project that took me, I don't know, about an hour to figure out. My first attempt with this thing actually was pretty bad, because I had only fuel tanks in the back, and these engines strapped to the side of this, and I ran fuel lines from the tank to the prop fans, and then from the prop fan to the prop fan, and all that managed to do for me is flip myself over, because all the weight was back here, and the center of thrust was like right here. So weight here, thrust here, not a good thing to do. And unfortunately, I can't really test out whether this training thing works, because every single Kerbal in this game, when you're in the Sandbox mode, apparently starts at max level, so kind of makes it difficult to test out the training center mod. Alright, we're getting to the point where I can actually change direction a bit. I just really like this thing. Now, I know there's a mod that lets you have multiple vehicles being controlled by you at once. So imagine like 10 of these things flying through the sky in perfect synchronization. It kind of looked like you were turning the Kerbal Space Program Center into a weird interplanetary military unit training facility. I really had no idea where I was going with that line of thought. Almost there. And then you don't have to listen to my rambling as much. After this video, I'm probably going to go back to messing around with the new mod parts and seeing what does what. Probably experiment more with these things, because they're all modular and they connect together. And they have these things on the side, which makes me question if it's for docking or connect them together or what it's meant to do. I wonder if there's any way I can improve this on its own. Like, would it help if I add winglets at all? Would it just interfere with its capabilities of flying like this? should I try making an aircraft that uses this as its main body part? The possibilities of this little group of mods is pretty entertaining to think of. And it just makes me look forward to when Scott Manley starts up his next Kerbal Space Program stuff. Okay, let's tip forward a little more. This is going to bring us down a lot faster. Alright. I don't know how far you can tip forward with this thing, but I do not want to try going past the 70-degree line. You get good speed, sure, but you fall like a rock. Which can be pretty dangerous. Especially since the area we're going to is above sea level. I don't remember how far above sea level it actually is. Let's see where we can land. We gotta be only like a couple hundred meters off the ground right now. Alright, turn the engines off. Deploy parachutes and let it sink to the ground. Also deploy landing gear, which actually looks like it comes very dangerously close to these highly calibrated, rapidly spinning engines. So yeah, this is my mobile training lab prototype idea. It functions exactly like I intended it to. It makes me really entertained just basically flying a building around. That's what I'm doing. I'm flying a small building. It's like if you strapped some jet engines to a mobile home. This should be able to land no problem, right? Shouldn't bust anything. Look how long these things are still spinning for. They're not actually... They're not actually creating any lift or anything, any thrust. They're just spinning. Do I have to manually shut down the engines? I think that's one of the things that I should have done. I should have programmed in a manual shutdown for these engines. Oh, prototype design. There we go. I really like these engines. They're fun. And of course, when you're landed, you engage the ladders and the solar panels. The ridiculous, ridiculous solar panels. Which I actually have upside down. Causing them to, for some reason, not turn all the way at first. They're like, nope, can't hit the sun. Oh wait, the sun moved just a little bit. Now I can hit the sun. Weird things. Anyway, that's it for this video. It was fun. It's a fun little thing to do, and God, I love KSP. I need to get a Kerbal up here to be able to repack the parachutes, though. Gonna have to worry about that in the future if I ever make more of these for an actual thing. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I like these fun little vehicles that you can create. It kind of looks like a bug when you have the solar panels out, doesn't it? Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.